How are you doing? How is 21st of December going? I hope this day is treating you well. You heard a lot of stories. This is not about 3 days of darkness anymore. There was enough said about it, and astrologically, from the Bible point of view, and whatever's supposed to happen. But some of you may experience now a lot of things that are accelerating through the spirit of time. So you may have extraordinary dreams, more of the dreams, and it may look like almost you have the psychotic states or extremely strong emotions, as some of you wrote me peculiar dreams, and I am wondering, I will share some of them with you, because perhaps this is again something that is going on, happening in the collective. So I would love to hear from you, read from you. Maybe if you had something similar, if you had a similar experience or a feeling, something triggered a memory of you went for something and it's solved somehow now, because this is, as you know, the time that we are entering this new area of Aquarius. So the first one, I made a note here about the girl, that she was dreaming about a god with horns, and I found this god, it was with mythology, Celt Druid mythology, and the peculiar message he had for her these times was that this is the time when the ancient knowledge was decoded, and decoded from anything that was corrupted during the centuries, and it wasn't going the right direction, not with the right intention, and it's happening to her, and he wanted to tell her that. So if any of you have such a peculiar dreams from other entities, let me know about it. That would be great to know, not only for me, but if you write in the comments, then of course more people can read it. It's interesting that I actually make a notes about a lot of different topics, what's going on now, how to make it happen, all that manifestation. Some of the things are not maybe that clear about how to breathe. I will try to address it a little bit, because what's going on right now, if you have this sense of like you're losing your mind, let's call it, following the process work psychology, let's call it that you just in an altered state of consciousness, whether you're lucid dreaming, you have very strong emotional state, or you have a vision, and the only differentiation I would make here is that helping in your life, whether it's real or not, is that helping, assisting you currently in your lifetime, showing you some new extraordinary, maybe in a fantasy, a fairy tale, ways to deal with the situation, or giving you ideas, what creatively can you do right now. Some of you were asking how to be an artist, how to create in sense, not creating your reality, but create in order to paint, maybe write a book or something. And it is very much connected with this feeling of channeling. A lot of artists, I would say all of the artists, I would dare to say that they are channeling something. I am talking about people who are creating original art, whether it's a song. I'm not talking about people who are singing other people's songs. I am talking not about craft, skill. I am talking about creativity. When you create something original, and there are two types of that. So here is already the answer about, please be careful about what you wish for, because to get that extraordinary creation, sometimes you may feel like you are hit in your forehead with a portion of creativity, and you have to do it now. And that muse is really not going to wait for you. So this is not really loyal entity. So if you're not going to do that, this muse will go to somebody else who will listen. So there is this nagging one, and there is this more subtle one. If you won't make a note, if you won't write that song that is ringing, you hear in your head, it will be gone. So this is how you create. And for some people, like, I would like to create something, but I don't know what. Usually saying, go and live your life, because I actually wrote that long time ago, that any artist, like, creativity comes from the freedom to fail. And it comes from experimentation. It's not something like you have to create and be under pressure. It's just happening to you. So the artist is only good as his experiences are letting him to draw the conclusion from what he's going through, and being fluid in between roles, different characters, dimensions, and putting him or herself in a different perspectives of looking at the world. This is what's happening. So you need to experience in order to create. There is no creativity if you do not experience all of the palette of emotions, unfortunately. So if you're wishing for that, you are also wishing to have some pain there. So that's what it is. When someone tells you that, oh, I would like to be an artist and create, I just have a mundane work. Look at it very, very closely. What does it mean to be an artist for you? Because yes, there is a creativity from the inspiration and from the peace and from the insight, but it's not happening to everyone. So if you wish for being an artist, state how you want to have that art delivered to you. So if you are for the first time on this channel, I'm Joanna, and I welcome you to subscribe and hit that notification button, of course. And I'm reminding this not necessary for the marketing, which I have a peculiar relationship now to it, and I don't do that. And I said, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm just going to do what really gives me pleasure, what I really feel good at. And I will tell you one more thing about not being perfect in it. I am not a native speaker, so sometimes when I'm saying, you may feel like my expression is a little bit funny and you would never say it like that in English language. That's okay. I am also learning, as you, somewhere there, maybe you're not also a native speaker. I am learning to bring myself to the best expression, and I'm progressing in my own pace. And this is what I'm telling also to people who are creative. Do not judge when you create. Edit yourself to your best, and then let it go. Let the other people see it, and let us see it. Let it not be perfect. In fact, if you want to create something but you're scared of it, purposely mess that up. Really make a lots of mistakes, because even creativity with a lots of mistakes, it's still creativity that you can improve later, but you have to have a material to work on. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So this is my approach these days when I am not allowing myself to be perfect, and I actually encourage you to do the same. Some of you are very, very skilled in what you're doing, and just by adding this extra feeling of creativity, you're just going to be the best. You are the ones that are going to deliver those great books, great art, because you can draw. You can probably sitting out there and you can probably draw things I will never be able to do, but I'm still going to like my paintings because I like the way I did them. So this is also answering the question about how to love yourself, how to appreciate yourself, and how to respect yourself, acknowledge yourself. Even if you're not the perfect being, you are acknowledging yourself. And also how you do that, I used to recommend a map of self-knowing, and sometimes I paint in a circle myself, and then the first circle is me, all my priorities, what I have to take care of for me, my goals, my addictions, my, you know, like in the therapy, because all of us have addictions, some symptoms of something, whether it's chronic or long term, some goals, some careers, some wishes, some dreams. So we need to write it down and see how every day we take care of that part of ourselves first. In a second circle, you do the your close ones, your family, your relationship, your loved ones, and then is the rest of the world. Then is a time to go out into the world and act, because you took care of yourself first and then the other people. And here I like to also, when I take care of that first part, I like to draw from the book of Amy Mindell, Alternative to Therapy, because she actually stated there not only how to work with the client or someone you may help, or if you're helping yourself, not to also mention all this addiction, what blocks me, what is my good side, but also she mentioned what are the dreams of a person you work with, in that case yourself. So what you're usually dreaming about, what's your repetitive dreams, because this also gives you information about who you are, what's important to you. If you, how is it linked to your goal? How is it linked to where you're going? So I'm doing that. And that priority for me is extremely important. I had to learn that because I had a tendency to take care of, let's say, my partner first before I was taking care of myself. But I didn't know. If you have that in your life, or you had that, you need to pay extra attention to that part, because I already have these a lot of these emails when people are writing, and this is not common only for women, like women take care of a man more. This is also happening for guys. This is also happening for them, that they were offering, giving, and be the best man and supporting the woman, but she just went away with someone else, right? So that is this, how to take care of yourself, how to learn, maintain, because this is something you do every day. And for the relationship part, I'm going to jump into another one, which is very important, because all of these things you are experiencing right now, they are strengthened. So I have no idea if it strengthens your part about finances, relationships, career, health. I have no idea, but I assume that in some way one is connected with another very strongly, and if not one is activated, another one will be activated. It's sort of like a spiral. Some people also dreamt about projecting runes, and I will get to that because this one is very, very great. It was, runes were used, I did a video about it, and I recommend you watch that one, because I say a little bit more about alphabet, scripts, bind runes, runes, and magic runes. But that great dream of projecting a rune, it was Savilo toward something, the goal. It was used in a magic by Vikings. It was also used to heal by druids, and in every country, especially in Europe, but I think also in America, there are so many carved in runes, bind runes, stones. The runes and stones in we have that in Heidelberg, holy berg, a holy mountain. And I saw many, and then you, as those of you who can read it, you can read it. So that's probably also interesting symbols. Maybe you are healing something in your life subconsciously. For the relationships, there is also this thing that you cannot, and this is the hardest one, because there is those questions, why this manifestation doesn't work, or when it's going to work. The worst is because if you feel loneliness, not being loved, you cannot create being loved, because you don't know the feeling. So it is everything about the feeling, and it is enormous for such people who are alone, and there are people out there who are really alone. if you know them, say something good to them. Um, the closing that gap is enormous between where they are and where they want to be. One of there's also another spiritual teachers, Abraham Hicks. She was saying about closing these gaps, and she's explained it very, very well. The only thing that I will add, or maybe repeat just in my words to it, is that you have to trick your subconsciousness so gently in a way that it's not going to see that trick. And this is the most probably the difficult one, because you cannot overdo it here. You cannot say I am in a perfect relationship, because nobody there from your subpersonality, subconscious will believe you. So basically you have to take a step by step to get the feeling first, and watch that movie in your mind first, create it, and maybe step by step up. Yeah, but other people are in a relationship, and the subconsciousness will talk to you probably for hours. No, they don't. Oh, it's fake, never gonna happen to you, something like that. So you have to talk with this voice until your voice will be stronger and will win, and then trick like giving a slight, very, very nice suggestions. Could you show me maybe if I could ever be in a loving relationship, how would that look like really? Could you just show me? I know you're not gonna create that for me, but you could just show me just one time. Why not? Let's watch that movie. So you see, that's just how creative you can be with your mind alone, to get out of this worst nightmare of feeling lonely, because you cannot get into any practice, any breathing methods if you feel extremely lonely. I mean, you can, but it's going to be really hard to transform it if you just force it. The best method, the best way is always to try to find some sort of cooperation, sort of negotiation with yourself first, to see where you can go together, what will work, and really approach it very gently. Just treat it yourself almost as another person, as another figure, and be for a while also someone else as an observer that can help you. Like your task is just to help somebody name your subconsciousness somehow differently. So it is obvious for many of you that you cannot create what you want. You can only create what you are, and this is true. And get to the feeling of it, to change of who you are to who you become. And these are my favorite words from teaching of Joe Dispenza, actually. This becoming supernatural, it sounds very marketish like, but what I really like about it, it's the wording that I hope that will never get banal, because even word love gets banal these days. But this becoming and supernatural is the natural. So this wording, I think, works amazingly great for the subconsciousness of everyone right now. Nobody managed to monopolize it, I hope it's not gonna happen, but let's not get to that one. So that's how it works with this manifestation. So the only practice is that feeling and making those three aspects of ourselves one. So thinking what we want, have a clear vision, intention of it, feeling it with adding that thankfulness, and then following the third aspect is that intuitive mind, or God, or higher intelligence. And very beautifully about it talks Greg Braden. That's another one of my favorite. And he's even he does enormous work with this decoding and those ancient language, understand, make us all understand, and giving us tools that can inspire all of us. There are probably thousands of tools, and we have no full month of doing nothing, to just do those techniques. So every time when we pick one technique, keep it up for at least 10,000 hours for a few months, and see how it goes, and then pick up another one. Otherwise, you just feel overwhelmed. You jump from one thing to another, and your subconsciousness doesn't know to what to really hold on to. So practice one meditation, one or creation or breathing method, or pick 3 that will go into 1 hour practice per day, and keep it very have a discipline about it. The wording, as you know, and some ask, it is very important. But there are 2 sides of the story here, because when you manifest, you could potentially say one word like together, together, together. If you have a strong intention and you know what you're doing, you probably will be able to manifest cool stuff. But there is also true that the more ancient the language, the more something with our genes and DNA is responding to that sound. So if you know the prayers, manifestation, or words or affirmation in Hebrew, Aramaic, and I will get to that, I will bring you that too. And the one great prayer like that I heard from Greg Braden videos, I think that was the recent one, so it's around that time, 2020. So it sounds enormously melodic, and the vibration of the sound also works on us. So both, I think, they're true at the same time. Even probably Latin, that was created later, has this enormous power that is probably more powerful in the sound than English language or Polish language or any other language. So I think that would be the main things, to let it flow through you, those emotions, and watch those visions, because there is a lot that is recycling right now in the field, in the area. I probably won't be able to say, like, I have like 20 pages of what I wanted to answer to all these questions that are connected all together about this manifesting, about how to approach this 21st of December, what's going to really happen, do we need to be scared about? We already know we don't need to be scared about anything. However, our past, our emotions, whatever is stored within us, it probably comes to the light more and it's evoked more. So having that collectiveness of that, whatever happens to you may happen to somebody you know, and talking about it and bringing it up, connecting similarity of it, probably help us to come to the conclusion faster, more efficient, and in a more inspiring way. Because even if you go through pain or something is difficult, with another conscious person, if you talk about it, you may come to great conclusions. How, why this is happening to you, and what are you really benefiting from it. Just recently, I had this dramatic moments of the feeling, and it took some hours to see that if not for that feeling, if that wouldn't happen to me, something that basically helped somebody else, and it saved this person a lot of time, and be not alone on the highway coming close to the Christmas, because my strong feeling didn't allow certain things. So I'm just saying that even if you are suffering or going through fear, it's okay. Sure, it's easy to say, I know, but there is this another perspective that you may ask yourself this question: does that help anybody now? Is there any wisdom in it? Do I benefit from it in any way? What is that message right now? If you are able to see that, of course, and breathe that through. There were a lot of questions still about that breathing, and again, there are a lot of techniques, and I explained in a few videos some. Pick whatever fits you, whatever makes you feel that you are progressing, whatever helps your discipline. But if you are in this crisis moment, just try to remember, because I know we don't. I forget myself. Sometimes I remind you and you remind me. Remember, try to know that if you breathe in, that you breathe in what you want, the image of what you want, the potential, the energy, the good stuff to yourself. You bring in it by breathing it in. When you breathe out, if you are in pain, you are recycling, you're breathing, you're letting the pain flow out. And there is this powerful thing when you have a candle in front of you and you're breathing it, even like toward the candle very gently. You do not have to scream. There is also technique like I was showing without a pillow, when you hit, when you can scream and we can express in a safe environment. But just by breathing out gently and feeling that pain you are going through, some of you, you may feel the relief or just the knowledge. Maybe it's not gonna go away straight away, but just knowing about it, that you're letting this pain right now, you're letting the pain out. Something is clearing out. You're not holding, you're not storing that pain, but piece by piece, you're letting it go just by breathing out. So the movement, the doing something for the subconscious mind also works amazingly. I think I'm going to leave you with these few thoughts. I'm looking very much forward to hearing from you. Get your ideas, get your suggestions. There is a lorry on the Amazon. Amazon blocked my Polish books, but it's not going to affect you and me, considering the English books. They are still there. And if you would like to read about metaphorically speaking, metaphoric way of addictions, I recommend you my lorry, which is written in a hopefully well translated by help of Sławomir Apel from Poland, but I did also some translations, so my editor was also devastated by reading my edition, my translation. But now I think I can, with a peaceful heart, give you a great story written in a funny, entertaining, amusing way. I hope, because I cannot judge this in English language really. I just read it through, and I cannot, as a non-native speaker, I cannot really judge it. I just like it, right? But I hope you will like it too. Let me know what you're thinking about. If you still can do that review on Amazon, I welcome you that. Because indeed there is something like that. If Amazon has those reviews, the book is more visible. It's just a story, it's a novella. But I hope you are going to be well entertained. And if you know someone who suffers from addictions, pass the story to them, and let's hope that this will add to the healing of that person. That's my wish of that little story. So thank you very much. I hope you stayed with me till the end of this video, and till the next time, and healthy Christmas and great entrance in the new year. If I do not see you again before, well, if we don't see each other, me mentally reaching out to you and imagining some of my friends who may be actually listening to that, then yeah, okay, I'm going to leave you with that one. I hope you managed to get to the end of this video. Bye bye.